Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jack and Glenn channel. I am Glenn. Before we get started with this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the bell notification. Just want to talk about Domynique a little bit from this past episode of Married at First Sight. If you don't know who Domynique is, if you have not looked at our review, make sure you do so as we discuss each couple from this past episode of Married at First Sight. But Domynique is a 25-year-old young lady who likes older men, who wants to be married. Domynique is a young lady who, as we've seen so far, is very outgoing, very outspoken. Likes to be the life of the party. Really, she reminds me of Virginia from the Atlanta season of Married at First Sight. It seemed like Married at First Sight kind of put the same type of people on the show, right? The same type of characters or the same type of people that are there. Domynique likes older men, and she's matched up with an older man named McKinley. And one thing that really disturbed me from this past episode of Married at First Sight with Domynique is Domynique was at the bachelorette party, and again, her and the stripper was getting a little too close. If you look at it, she was flirting with the stripper. She's trying to get the stripper. I'm not gonna say get the stripper's number, but there was a lot of sexual innuendos going back and forth between Domynique and the stripper. I'm not sure if they hooked up, why they hooked up, or if they kind of hooked up. But I think it's kind of inappropriate. You're getting married the next day, right? You're already been matched, you already been hooked up, and you already been connected to be married to this guy, whoever he is, a stranger, and yet you're at your bachelor party and you're hooking up with a stripper. That's his job, right? His job is to connect with the women there. His job is to get more tips. Matter of fact, his job might be able to, while he's there, try to get with somebody and get his rocks off. She has to understand that if want her marriage to continue, or she want this marriage to work out, that behavior has to change. Because again, I'm gonna say her behavior has to change, and we're not gonna give her a pass, because I'm not gonna give her a pass, because when this was Elijah Wan from the Boston season, and he was up there doing all that he was doing, you guys didn't give him a pass. She doesn't get a pass from me. Even last season when Nate was telling the stripper to get down, and some of you was crazy about that and didn't give him a pass. Just because she's a female, she doesn't get a pass from me. Her behavior was outrageous, right? The behavior that was there wasn't conducive or wasn't acceptable as a lady who's getting ready to get married. Her behavior was not. She has some issues. And if she constantly talks about her girl nights out, if this what you do on your girl nights out, then what happens when you're married, right? Can you contain it? Can you control yourself? Are you able to commit yourself to your husband and stay there? Your girl night outs, are they just crazy and just wild? Just looking at her friends and the way that they're interacting. We got to have our girls night out. We got to be able to do this, got to be able to do that. That is kind of wild, right? There's some behaviors when you become a wife that needs to change. And I'm not sure if this 25-year-old can change those behaviors. In that area of her life, I don't think she's grown up yet. I think she's mature in some areas. They call her an old soul, right? But in other areas, I think she's not as mature as we think she is. And she has to get some of this wildness out of her. As I mentioned, the Atlanta season with Virginia, how Virginia was hell-bent with Eric. I need to go out with my friends. That's what we do. That's how we party. That's where we at. Even from this last season, we talked about Justin and Alexis, and how Justin was adamant that Alexis was adamant that she goes out allegedly every weekend, or do 2 nights a week with her friends, and without Justin, and so even if McKinley, who seems like he's laid back, is not going to want to go out with Domynique, because again, it's a girls' night out. If it's your girls' night out, and your behavior is not that of a wife, what are we doing, right? What are we doing? Why you can't get a pass there from me? You can't try to take the stripper home one night and then walk down the aisle the next day and try to be married. Because some of you guys are not giving Clint a pass, right? Because Clint allegedly did the same thing, and I'll probably do a video on Clint behavior too, because Clint's not ready, in my opinion, at this time to be married as well. But there are some wild people on this season of Married at First Sight. I'm excited to see how this transpires with Domynique. Want to see how the partying goes throughout the season. If she can commit to McKinley, can they curve some of her behaviors, not necessarily stifle who she is, because she's very independent. You look at her mom and how she was shaped. She's a very independent woman. She's very headstrong, so she's gonna do, in my opinion, what she wants to do when she wants to do it and how she wants to do it. And it's gonna be a battle, I believe, as what I just saw off the first episode. So I'm basing this video on what I saw off the first episode. That it's going to be a battle between her and McKinley for her being hang out with her friends, because they've been very important to her in her life, and that's what she's accustomed to. Sometimes it's hard to change behavior. You got to be able to change behavior, and I'm not sure if she's willing to change that behavior, because she was having so much a great time at the bachelorette party, and it just doesn't look good right now. For her, it doesn't look good. The behavior, again, outrageous. You're dealing with a stripper who's there to get money, right? Who's there to give you a good time, not there to. He might be there to take you home and get a little bit of goodies, but you're getting married, right? You're not there to take the stripper home. Wait a day. Control your hormones. Hold yourself down, and allow your husband, the next day you get married, to fulfill those needs, right? To meet the needs. Because you remember, she said in a little when the young women that got together, she's meeting her own needs. She doesn't need a man. She wants a man because she's able to meet her needs. So if that's the case, don't allow your emotions or your physical needs to outweigh themselves with the stripper, right? It's ridiculous. It was crazy. It's kind of cringeworthy to watch, because I'm sitting here like, yo, shorty, you're about to get married. Like, you're about to get married, and you're out here booed up in a corner with a stripper who just rubbed himself on like 15 other girls who lifted him up, had his face in their crotch, and you're trying to talk to this stripper, and you want this, trying to take this stripper home. Hopefully she didn't give the stripper a number. Hopefully there was no hookups afterwards. Hopefully she didn't sow, as they said in Coming to America, she didn't sow her wild oats the night before her marriage. That would be terrible. That would be very, very terrible if she sold her wild oats or she got the stripper's number. No one from the women was sure if she did or she didn't. Truth be told, some of the women, Jasmine and the other young lady, Kristen, just said that the first time they saw this was during the show as it aired. So only Domynique knows if her and stripper A or stripper B, whatever you want to say, hooked up. So let me know what you think, man. Was the behavior from Domynique unacceptable? Is Domynique able to transfer her behavior or change her behavior to be able to be married to McKinley? And also, is Domynique's girl night out going to be a problem this season on Married at First Sight? Hey, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, let me know what you think. Once again, thank you, I appreciate you. You guys have a good day.